teenagers trying to mate. I come here every morning between 7 and 7:30 every day without fail, and it doesn't matter about the weather, whatever. And it's all under an awning. You come when it's pouring with rain. So I've been coming about 14 months. So I've sat here in the snow, which wasn't a great deal of snow, but it was snow. It was freezing, high winds. You name it. When we moved up to London, I found this place within the first 10 days, first week. I sat down here and I did these tiny drawings in a tiny little sketchbook. And at that point, I knew it was right. Just knew the whole thing. Such a rich subject, and when I draw it, it's almost as if it's the first time I've done it. Okay, come on, I'm just wide-eyed and amazed by it all. I couldn't do the pictures without coming here. I couldn't do it in a second-hand way. I have to experience it every day. I couldn't just take a few photographs and then work on them months later. I have to experience it all, and it's experiencing changes and surprises and stuff. One of the girls that works in the cafe came out yesterday holding this cardboard, holding the cardboard. It's an extraordinary image, an everyday image in a way, but it's extraordinary. I mean, they are all everyday things. They're commonplace, but amazing, and that's what painting is for me, really, is painting the everyday and seeing how extraordinary it is. The pictures take generally between 2 and 3 months, and this is about 2 weeks on, so roughly. But again, it's about light. So the light's coming this way, hitting this. But this is what intrigues me. You look through, and you just see the smattering of light, the blue sky coming through. Behind there's a church actually behind here. But yesterday I saw this guy, and he was rather sad, and he was slumped on the steps, drinking and things. It's almost become the focus of the picture now. But that will change. I'm sure it may change. It may change. At the moment, it's become central to it. This is a magnificent corner. The buildings here, about 4 or 5 buildings, and the trees broken up by the trees. It's a magnificent little arena, really. There's endless things to paint. That's what I think. So you've got forefront, and it goes back quite a long way. So you see quite large figures and very, very tiny figures bustling along. The figures coming behind, the figures going in front. So figures are really coming horizontally, and then they're going back into the space, which gives you it's another challenge, really. My pictures are all made up of the ideas on the spot, which are developed or left on the cutting room floor, as it were. A cyclist coming directly behind the tree, which I quite like those shapes. He's riding on the pavement, and then just 5 minutes ago, there's a guy with a huge raincoat making these wing shapes. I thought that was a quite interesting shape, which I might use. It's a gut instinct that the thing isn't quite right, it doesn't quite work. And you fiddle around with it, and you keep changing it, and hopefully you come to hopefully come to something new for yourself. I couldn't invent all this. I mean, invention happens in the pictures, yes, where you place figures and the colours and all sorts of stuff. But I couldn't. It couldn't be done without the drawing. It couldn't be done without actually experiencing it constantly, back every day, relentlessly. To keep going back, keep going back. It'd be impossible to paint these sort of pictures. Starting to rain. Yeah, sometimes I bring the drawings back and I put them aside because that particular drawing doesn't help me, and doesn't fit in with the painting I'm doing, or doesn't contribute in any way. So it's not the case that every morning I get something out of it. It's not the case at all. But you have to go in morning to draw to find something, and then it happens. Hopefully, you know. And today was very helpful. In that the chair, the way that chair goes, and the bicyclist, and I quite like the runner. So that will I think add something to the painting. There's bits I'd rather say there's bits I'm happy with. So which is that bit, and the rest is in flux. It's not so much I'm unhappy. It's not quite there. It's not quite there. The dimensions of this drawing are exactly the same as the painting. Exactly. And it's important for that. So when I'm drawing these figures, it's as if I'm placing them in the painting. This chap is one of the street cleaners who appears quite a lot in the pictures. And he, I twisted him round, but he was talking to this other chap. And gradually that shifted, but I knew exactly where that would come in the picture. In relationship to this kind of rail across here that's in the building on the opposite side. So I relate this is very important to me. I can relate the figures to this horizontal. So this against that, and then coming down, drawing that head from that rail across. So I knew there. This is over 3 months. So the figures exist for me, and the spaces exist. And then, but the problem is relating it from one figure to another to make it work in a picture, to make the picture work. So that's the tricky thing, and that changes through time. So over the days and the weeks, figures move gradually, maybe slightly to the right, slightly to the left, move backwards and forwards. I create space. This figure, for instance, here was somewhere down there. Really, it was quite a big figure. And I push that back and brought this forward. So continually, the space is changing, and then the light's changing. So the whole thing's in flux in a way. And then gradually, after 3 months, things become fixed. And that's when I know I'm close to finishing, when I can't move anything, when I can't actually move, when things seem right for me, and I can't really change anything, then I think, well, time to move on, start something else. But at the moment, I'm still having a problem with this, the space in this. I painted it out several times, but that doesn't work either, so I'm going to try and make that work. When they start to work, they exist on their own. So it's like when I hear authors talk about the fiction, they say their characters are totally real to them, and they have their own life and they're in their own world, And that's what I think of these. Yeah. They totally exist for me. They're real, very real for me. And if they're not, that's when they don't work and I knock them out or repaint them. I'm constantly repainting things.